Hi guys, this is Maurice from NGT TradersGroup. Um, what we have here today, what we're looking at is the US versus the Japanese yen. Now, I want to share my trades with you for this week. As we can see here that last week we have some down activity. So the market was moving up at first and it paused here. It makes some pullbacks. And as we can see here, it do really little in this area here. But then we see here that on Monday we have a huge engulfing bar. So this huge engulfing bar here tells me that the buyers come back in the market. So the buyer is back. So now I get myself ready to trade in the direction of the buy. So then this bar is the one we would catch. So what we did here, if we use Fibonacci and just fib this bar here, because we want to see when it pulled back like around the 50% region. And what we do have here is the 50% right around here. So above that area, I would be looking to take my trade. Okay, so right around where this line was down here, we can see that's around the 50% retracement. So this bar, the new bar that developed here, retraces 50% of the previous bar. So now that's a good location to trade from. So I would put a shape over it. We would put this shape box over it, and then we would now take it around to the smaller time frame, like the 30 minutes chart. So let's do that. Let's take it to the 30 minutes chart to see where we are at that area. So as we can see here, this is the candle that opened. So when that happened, what we ideally want to see is a pullback. So this was the candle that opened and it went up and closed bullish for the day. So when the new candle opened, it went up a little bit and then it pulls back, right? Now, what we look for at NGT here, we want to see when this one candle closes, then we want to see the 2060 EMA cross. So as you can see back here that the 20 was below the 60, and once it break back above the 60, then we consider that bullish. But right here it was ranging because it wasn't going anywhere. You see that it was ranging. When it crosses and you have an opening like this, it tells you that there is a lot of money in the market. There's a lot of players in the market when this happened. But right here, there was not much players. It was just chopping back and forth. So you would lose money if you try to catch this in here. Now, when we see this daily bar get real strong, and then we see that daily bar close bullish, then that's what we want to see. So we have the moving average open up, showing you that the strength is to the upside. And what we'll do here now, we take the we would ideally now want to see a pullback, which is what we get right here. So on this pullback is where we're going to be looking to take our trades. So we would allocate that area. Okay, so once we get our 2060 cross here again, so we look for this pullback here. Here we have the pullback. Our moving average is open, very wide to the upside. That means bullish. So now we're going to identify what area we would like to get in at this point. So we put a trend line above here, and then we would be looking to get in as soon as the market break the trend line. Right here we see everything trading below the trend line, below the trend line. but here we see it breaks the trend line. So that means that it's ready to continue up in line with the previous day's activity. But a technique here that we ideally look for as well is we want to see the 5 minutes chart. This is a 30 minutes chart. So on the 5 minutes chart, we want to see the moving average cross and going down in the opposite direction of the 30 minutes. So just about right here, the 5 minutes should cross back to the upside, and that also confirm our trade. So we're going to highlight that area again where we expect to find that 5 minute moving average cross over to the upside, and then that's the area we would look to take our trade. So let's look at that. Let's shrink this chart here. So ideally where we have this trend line here and the pullback, here we have the 2060 EMA cross back to the upside, so it aligns itself with the previous 30 minutes chart. So again, here we have the pullback of the previous day. We identify this on the 30-minute chart with this trend line, and we were looking to see a crossover on the 5 minute 2060 moving average to the upside. We want to see it cross to the downside first and then to the upside. So guys, let's make sure that this is clear. I want it to be very clear. We have a pullback here. After this pullback here, then we conclude that the pullback was over based on the fact that we get this huge engulfing bar. So after we get this bar, we don't want to be buying right away. We want to make a trade plan around this bar. So what we expect is to see a pullback down to about the 50% retracement, and then what we ideally want to do from that point, we want to take it now over to the 30 minutes chart, because on the 30 minutes chart, this moving average here, the 2060, supposed to cross in the up direction. So in this colored area, you're supposed to get a 2060 crossover to the upside. And we go to the 30 minutes chart now, and let's get to that area to see what we got there. And here we are. This is the area where that candle, that daily bar, we identify. So now, like we mentioned, we want to see a pullback, and this pullback here was what we were looking for. Now once we get this pullback here, we put a trend line on the top of it to see when it breaks. Once it broke, we're going to jump to our 5 minutes chart, because we want to see now the 5 minute 2060 was cross going down opposite the 30 minutes. So let's go to our 5 minutes now, and we're going to look to see this area, what happened here. So the 5 minutes is right here now, and we are going to shrink this chart a little bit, and here we go. See, the moving average was going down, small across the big one, and then right in this area where we identify the 30 minutes chart, the break of the trend line, we can now see that the 2060 had crossed back to the upside from down. So that now line itself up with the longer time frame. So then we'll take the trade right here, and then we would most likely look for our target. Our target usually be the average day move, which we would measure that previous move before, and we would take it from here to here. So as you see, we would take our profit up in this zone here. Guys, this is Morris from NGT Trading Group, and we look forward to see you in our next video.